anyway, so then I start studying. I start studying history. I joined the clubhouse, and then they have a book club called Roots and Books, and most of the books that we read is about Nigerian history. A lot of it is about the Biafra War, and I learned about that, and I also learned about the Yoruba culture. At one point, I was engaged to a Tanzanian, and then later on, I didn't understand the culture very well. I didn't really understand polygamy in Africa, so I was not really prepared for that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it took me a while to learn about all this custom, right, tradition, culture, and I have to at some point ask myself, okay, so do I sign on to this, or do I step out? Because when I first found out, it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough to deal with. But then I decided, I made a decision to be part of it. So part of this, part of Africa and Africans. So I just like, okay. So yeah, so then I actually, after my not so successful engagement with a Tanzanian, I became involved with a Yoruba, and now my fiance is a Igbo. So
really,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. So then my journey is, I was telling one of my friends. He's a movie producer. He's a CEO of Inside Nollywood, and we were talking about maybe one day I'll make a movie. We'll make a movie about my journey to love or something like that.
Okay.
But then I can tie into all of these things that happened, from beginning to now, insert love and see, and then just kind of like also really discuss what happened, But yeah, I'm sorry. I know that I sidetracked.
See, listening to you, it's I like to know people. Okay. And knowing people's motivation in life makes a big deal. Okay. It tells you why they do the things they do. Okay. Now, if I love science. Okay. Even more, I love history. My father studied history. My father used to teach history. My uncle used to teach history. Okay. So I see the shelf behind me, this place, this line are all history. I have a shelf there, history. Okay. So I love history. Yes, in the last 500 years, Africa has suffered. Yes. Okay. But knowing history, Africa has suffered the same kind of things that other regions of the world have gone through. That's the truth. Although many people do not know this, and many young Africans are angry, I don't blame them. Okay. But for me, I look beyond the things you call injustice. Yes, in this era, based on what is going on, we say injustice. We'll talk about those things all the time. But looking back at what different people have gone through, colonialism of Europeans, of Africa happened. But also the countries that colonized Africa were also colonized in their time. In fact, England was colonized for over 400 years by Rome. That's true. Southern Spain was colonized by the Moors for over 700 years. So those things happen in history. So for me as an individual, I don't hang my hat on talking about injustice. I don't, personally, okay? Many young Africans do, many older Africans do, but I don't. I prefer to say what are the facts. And the facts in history doesn't lead me to believe that Africans were specially selected to be marginalized. For me, that is the fact of history, because it happened to other people. And I want to see, I'm in this space talking about all those things and having this podcast because I want young Africans to say, okay, we have gone through this. That is rough. That is bad. But what can we pick to help us move forward? Because if we continue talking about injustice, we will not move forward. And that's what I don't want for my homeland. I want us to move forward. Anyway, it's interesting. It's interesting. In particularly, hey, you are engaged to my homeboy. Okay, I'm Igbo. Okay, so let's go. Maybe you invite me to your wedding, and I will come to. Where's it from in Nigeria? Is it Imo, Anambra, where, or even Delta?
His hometown is Egusu. Am I correct?
No, Enugu.
Enugu. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I just because I've been trying. He tries to tell me that, okay, this is my favorite recipe and work on it. I was like, okay. Enugu, you're right.
Enugu, and yes.
Right,
see,
right now he lives in Anambra.
Okay. See, Enugu, I have family in Enugu. I've only been there once when I was 1 year old. My grandmother took me, and the second time in 2002 for a friend's wedding. So that's the only times I've ever been in Enugu. But I have family that have been living there all their lives. My cousins. All right.